특별기획 정전 60주년 참전국 대사에게 듣는다. 오늘은 폴 맹크펠트 주한 네덜란드 대사 모시고 이야기 나눠보겠습니다. 대사님 안녕하세요. Nice to meet you, Ambassador.
Yeah, 안녕하세요. It's my pleasure to have you here.
네. And in Hwangseong, Gangwon Province, there is the Dutch War Veteran Monument shaped like a windmill. Now, how many Dutch soldiers participated in the Korean War, and what does the participation in the Korean War means to Netherlands?
Well, when the United Nations in 1950 called on countries to assist Korea to repel the attack of North Korea, the Netherlands government adhered to that call, and we sent an army battalion and naval ships. In total, 5,300 Dutch soldiers and sailors participated in the war. Now, you mentioned the monument in Hwangseong. That is in particular for those soldiers who lost their lives during the Korean War. We lost 121 soldiers and 4 missed in action. Well, you asked about the 6 years commemoration, 60th anniversary of the Armistice Agreement in July, and the 63rd commemoration of the start of the war. We do have a delegation from the Netherlands, and actually there are delegations from all the participating UN countries who came to the rescue of South Korea here. And he's the chairman of the Association of Korean Veterans in the Netherlands. He's 85, he's still very healthy, and he's here visiting here together with his son. And in July, when the 6 years anniversary of the Armistice Agreement, we will have our Chief of Defense Staff coming for the ceremony. So we pay quite some attention to this anniversary in the Netherlands. At the time, the Korean War was not very known in the Netherlands. We had a battalion here, but the Netherlands, we were very busy with rebuilding our lives after the Second World War. And at that time, there was not, as nowadays, the television and the internet. So all the news from 8,000 kilometers away had to come by mail or by telegraph. So there was not much news, and people were not that much interested. They were busy with other things. Nowadays, it's different, because this was the very first UN peacekeeping, peace enforcing operation. Since then, there have been many UN operations, and the Netherlands participated in quite a few of them. We had soldiers in Cambodia, we had soldiers in Bosnia, in the Lebanon, but Korea is doing likewise now with military detachment in, for instance, in Lebanon. Now that raises a lot of the awareness of the population, the UN peacekeeping operations. And in that context, there is more and more attention of what happened 63 years ago in Korea.
Netherlands is the first country to appoint an ambassador serving to both Korea. And I wonder, how did Netherlands decide to do?
That's a very good question. We started to have bilateral diplomatic relations with South Korea in 1961. And we opened an embassy in Seoul in early 1970s, and having a resident ambassador here in Seoul. We only started diplomatic relations with North Korea, with the DPRK, in 2001, so a little bit more than 10 years ago. In 2001, there was a sunshine policy of the South Korea president. There were the high-level meeting. There was the 15th of June declaration. So the Netherlands Ministry of Foreign Affairs thought, why not have a unified ambassador and show both Koreas the way on their endeavors for unification. So it was discussed in Pyongyang whether we could have the ambassador in Seoul accredited also to Pyongyang. First, they raised some eyebrows because we were the first one to ask it, but they accepted it. And now 20 countries do similar. They have the ambassador in Seoul also accredited to North Korea, to the DPRK.
Then what is the Dutch government's main focus when cooperating with South and North Korea?
That is totally different. With South Korea, the Netherlands has very intensive relations. In the political area, in the economic area, cultural area, tourism, etc. Our trade with South Korea is almost $10 billion a year. Many Dutch companies invest in Korea. Many Korean companies invest in the Netherlands. That is not the case with the DPRK. It is very low intensity relations. We don't have high level political visits. We don't have economic ties. There's no development cooperation. So it's only official diplomatic relations. The ambassador of the Netherlands is Seoul, now me. I travel to the DPRK on average twice a year. And the North Korean ambassador accredited to the Netherlands, who has his residence in Switzerland, comes to the Netherlands approximately twice a year.
Okay. And lastly, in which field do you hope to see more exchange between two countries? Also, if there anything you would like to say to Korean viewers, please share it with us.
Well, we can always have more economic ties. We have very good economic ties, but as we are looking to increase our economic growth, reduce unemployment, so we need more trade, we need more investment by Dutch companies in Korea, and the other way around. So we need more economic ties, always good. We could also benefit from more student exchanges than we already have, or more tourism, or more intensified cultural exchanges. So on all those areas, there's room for even to do better. Now, as far as education is concerned, we already have approximately 600 to 700 students from Korea every year going to the Netherlands. And we have quite a number of Dutch students coming to Korea. We also have exchanges from universities for professors, and we are working on joint PhD programs. So we are very pleased with what we are already doing, but more is better.
Okay, thank you, Ambassador.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. 지금까지 폴 맹크펠트 주한 네덜란드 대사 모시고 이야기 나눠봤습니다. 앞으로 양국의 우호 관계가 이 경제 부흥과 한반도 정세 안정에 더 큰 효과를 안겨다 주길 기대해 봅니다. 시청해 주신 여러분 감사합니다. Thank you, Ambassador.
Yeah, thank you.